Hey, so how do you get here?
How do I get here?
Yeah.
I drive.
Really?
Yeah.
You swear?
Oh, he's putting his stuff on.
Why, Shelby? What does Shelby do? She swims or
No,
flies?
he's on you.
Hello?
Morning.
Morning, everybody. Alright, what's going on? Alright. Well, first thing, I'd like to welcome Pavin to the team. Give him a hand. We need like that clapping app this time like I had last time. But yeah, welcome. Excited to have a new team member. And it's kind of cool that this is your first day that we're having like this group meeting. So yeah, we do it like every 3 months. It's probably like I think it's your first one. But yeah, it's like every 3 months. It's been a good tradition. It's like a checkpoint where we kind of have a group meeting and then meet with everyone individually, and you know, kind of talk about like the goals and like some of like the bigger picture stuff that you might not like see every day on like a day-to-day basis, and you know, sure, focus on your tasks and everything. So the first tradition to keep is selfie one. All right. Yeah. Should we bring everyone in there?
Maybe you should do it like
Sideways.
Okay.
So we just need some.
There we go. Oh, that was actually pretty good. We don't have both
Make
blurry.
sure it's not blurry.
That's the best one we had in a while.
You know, what kind of
Right there.
Okay, cool. All right. Piece of the history. All right. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna talk about a couple points, and then about last quarter, and then this next quarter that's coming up, and then at the end, we're gonna have everyone like ask a question. It can be like a question you're looking for an answer to, kind of one you know an answer to start a conversation, but some of you will probably already have heard some of this like stuff, so it'll be a chance to kind of have like a new conversation. Everyone like kind of chime in there. So all right. So the first thing is I'm going to combine like a history lesson with basically like an announcement. So so in 2013, like this, like United Tees was our whole company. Like so that's like the legal name you see on like your paychecks and everything. Like and that was like the American Pride, like tank tops and everything, and that was like for my mom's basement. And then so 2014 we started United Monograms. Yeah, there's probably a lot to do with that one, and that's when we started United Monograms. But that was still in PA, but basically like we acknowledged that we had like 2 separate companies at like that point, like or at least 2 separate like audiences and like email lists and like a website and like so it's like same company but different, you know, completely different kind of things. So we acknowledged that. In 2015, you know, we moved here and like started all that, and then so then actually like one of the biggest changes was last year. We kind of changed basically the business model. So before for United Tees, everything was like screen printed in advance and put on the shelves, and then when people would order stuff, we would just have it ready and we ship it to them. And now we have like none of that anymore. So we have had like a huge change in the business model in 2016. Everything we do now is decorated and shipped like after orders are placed. And it's actually been great. It allows us to like maximize our space, and then like everything on the shelf can be sold as something that maybe hasn't even been invented yet as a product. So it's really been like a big change. And one of the big things about that we've noticed is like, you know, obviously we're focusing on like United Monograms. That's like 95% of the business right now. But with like this model, we can have like basically offer unlimited products. So like we can have more brands, and like, you know, we have the United Monograms market, but it's possible in the future, you know, we can have more, and we also obviously have United Tees and Felicities too that are getting going. But it's been a breakthrough when we changed that in 2016, and you know, kind of like has shaped the future. That's going to be different brands. So I kind of started to like, as we've done this, like refer to the company as like, or I think I had this up like last quarter, kind of like, I don't know, you know, I think basically it needs like a different name just for kind of like clarity for like, because we've been calling it United Tees, and then people check that website out. But then 2017, we launched Felicities, the third brand, and United Monograms, you know, 95% of the business. You know, things have been changing, and like the legal name and the business name is still like United Tees, and we've had like on like the LinkedIn page like the United Tees logo, and like my email is like Sean Lowery at United Tees. So it's like just been causing a little confusion with like people understanding like what the company is when they get started. So kind of searching for a new name, and when I was actually talking about this with Rachel, I would like to say she helped like she kicked it in the butt real fast and just kind of like described like United Inc. Like it's like first of all you think of the airline when you hear it, right? And like it's never gonna show up if you search it. And like basically we need a new name for like the parent company that just like the customers aren't really gonna see it. It's not like a site you shop on or anything, but just something so like that's like the name of the company. And then as we develop forward at more brands, however the business model changes, something that we can just like have the same name. So she told me she's your last name, so that's kind of gonna be like our new like parent company logo. So like you'll start seeing that maybe like still gotta do like the legal stuff, but like that'll be like the official name. That'll be like on your paychecks. That'll like be like the name of the company. But like for the customers, like they'll just be shopping on like each individual brand, so they won't really see that as much. And actually, when we were kind of going over it, there's like so many companies that like own like other companies, like the Yum Brands owns like KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and yeah, like no one thinks of that Yum Brands thing. So it's kind of behind the scenes. It's just kind of for like clarity when people are starting to join the company, they don't get confused about like what it is or what site we are, and that's like kind of like our corporate like logo thing. So yeah, thanks Rachel for helping with that. So I was trying to kind of get through that like whole thing. But yeah, as we adapt in the future, yeah, we don't need to change everything. Okay, so yeah, you'll start seeing that. All right, so I'm gonna make a couple of like the main points I usually like to make. The first thing is like that, like this really is like we're doing something special here. Like we, small businesses. I've like stated facts in like previous like things, but like I think like 90% fail like in the first year, like first couple of years. Like it's so hard to like do what we're doing, and like I think about it all the time. Like I don't take it for granted that like we're like.
You want to know the official stat? 80% in the first 2 years.
80% in the first 2 years. All right.
I used to tell companies that all that was like my high.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we've made it past that, and like not only are like we surviving, which like it's 80%. Like it's a miracle. Like it's awesome, and I don't want to take it for granted. But not only are like we surviving and stuff, like we really are like growing too. And when I say that, it's not like a buzzword or something. So I made this like little like graph. Like this is basically like our company growth over the like since 2013, and so we've already surpassed last year's sales, and like the fourth quarter is the biggest part of the year. So like we are like growing fast, and like that's amazing. Like so I like never like want to take that for granted, and I always think about like how cool it is that like we're doing this and from where we came from, and then also I know that obviously I couldn't do it without you guys. So I'll say this at every meeting ever. Like I really appreciate you guys, and I just want you to know that. I know I don't get to say it like every day, except for you. I don't appreciate you yet. Appreciate your first 5 minutes. Yeah, seriously, like appreciate it so much. You guys are doing such a good job. Like I love this. I think this is so cool and awesome, and I don't want to take it for granted. I know on like a day-to-day basis, it can just be like the work, but that's one of the things I always like to remind at this meeting. Like it's really cool what we're doing. Okay, so last quarter, one of the things we were talking about, I'm just going to kind of go over some of that for like people that weren't here and kind of to reinforce it too, is like, so I showed you guys like kind of like structure for the company that we put in place, and these are basically like divisions. So like sales and marketing and finance is like more like, it's not really a real division yet. It's kind of just like me or me and Shelby. But so operations, we discussed this last time. Operations is like the whole, jobs here, basically this whole building. And like, that's broken down here by departments. And so one of the things that we talked about the last meeting too is Kevin was going to be in training to be the division manager. And since then, informally, I've like been named it, and I think we're doing a great job. It's been like a huge help, like having someone kind of like in charge of all this different stuff, because there's like a lot going on here. And so I'm happy to have Kevin like formally be in charge of everything. That's something that we've happened over this quarter. And then, so the other thing, if you guys remember the meeting last quarter, it was right after the 4th of July, but it was actually like kind of slow. Like we didn't have, like there was some time where like there was nothing to print or nothing to embroider. You remember that? Like, and like I told everyone not to worry about it. Like now, like clearly we're like pumping them out and it's picking back up. But I wanted to kind of like reinforce like one of the things we said about that then is like kind of like the culture of like this building, like the operations division, is to like always like be pushing it and go fast. Like basically, when it was slower, like, you know, it's kind of a natural tendency for everyone to kind of like pace out their work. So it was like, you know, get it done throughout the day and everything like that. And like I said, like that's like bad habits to develop. Like, you know, everyone's hours are saving stuff. Like, but no matter what, when there's orders, we get them done as fast as possible. Even if it's slower, you want to get them done fast, and then you can get them to the customers faster, and like they'll be more impressed. So like just kind of that attitude and like culture over here, I want to keep fast paced, like always keeping things out no matter like what the circumstances are. It also kind of relates to like when we're hiring new people too. Like, so great to have another shipper and everything. And like, you know, you've been saying like, yeah, like need a hand, like there's so much and stuff. So yeah, it's a hand, but like it doesn't change anything for you. Like you're still going like as fast as possible and everything. So like, yeah, basically like it's been about average around like 190, 200 past couple months for shipping. Like now that we have twice as many people, I want to see it go up to like 400. You know, not like 340 or something. Like there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to double it with an extra person. So just like, yeah, as we, you know, get more people in the departments and stuff, like it doesn't change like anything about that. Like no matter what the circumstances are like around you, like always do your job like as fast as possible, and don't worry about like anything else. If you get it done and there's no work or something, like don't worry, the hours are yours. Like, and yeah, we went into detail about that last quarter, so I'm reminding that, especially with new people coming and everything. And then also, yeah, the other thing we kind of talked about that I won't go into like in so much detail as I did before, but just as a small company, just like change in general, like just be ready for it. Like, you know, people change, things change, systems change, especially as we're growing. So just like it's an advantage as a small company to be able to move. Like I used the analogy last time of like a huge ship trying to turn around in the water is like so hard, but like a little speedboat can like turn and adjust. So like as we're small, it's an advantage to be able to change and adapt. So like just we do, and I think we're doing a great job of that. But I want to keep that part of the culture too, just like systems, processes, the way we do things. Like just be ready for you know changes in how we do things. And then the last thing we talked about last quarter was like our sales were really good, but then I mentioned like we were spending like too much on like kind of Facebook ads and stuff like that when it was like slower last time. And I will say that this quarter we've done such a better job of that, and it's been helpful. Like Kevin's like been running everything over here, so we've had more time to like focus on it, and we've really been trying to like resell to the customers who've already bought stuff. So we've done a much better job this quarter, actually selling things for full price more too. Like, but we've done a much better job this quarter with like all the ad spend and everything. So it's much better in that element this quarter. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much like a summary of like the last thing. So looking ahead, the fourth quarter, like so last year, in the last 3 months, it was 45% of our entire sales were in the fourth quarter. So like, there's no reason not to expect that this year. So just like, it's gonna be like crazy coming out the next 3 months, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So for kind of like the vision for like people and everything, so like to be maxed out. So basically, we are getting 3 more embroidery machines. So that could possibly, I was thinking, like, we'll see how it all plays out. That could possibly be another, like, a third person or something. We'll see how that plays out, but that's going to be, you know, ramping it up in there. And then we're also going to be getting 2 more digital printers, replacing the ones in there, and getting 2 new more. So that's another job, like, back there, too. And then with all that, we might need a 3rd shipper. And then last job that, like, would fit in would be, like, and we'll see if we get to this, like, how soon, but it would be, like, me and Kevin are talking about, like, a customer service person that answers the phone and, like, answers emails and stuff, because that always, like, is one of your main things and interrupts you. So if we have, like, all those more people and stuff, like, you know, you'll have to be, like, managing that. So, like, that's kind of, like, 3 or 4 more people in here, like, and that's kind of, like, how, you know, how I envision, like, taking on the, like, the extra work for the fourth quarter and everything. And one thing about hiring new people, too, is, like, I think it's so important for us to, like, get awesome people to come. And, like, yeah, I'm willing to, like, you know, like, make changes or, like, replace people if it's, like, you know, like, not feel like someone's not going to be a good fit or everything, because it is so important as we're small to, like, have people that are going to be, like, into it and, like, reliable. And then, so as we hire new people, too, I want everyone to also, like, kind of just, like, through your actions and, like, words, like, pass the culture on of just, like, you know, caring about the company, like, you know, if the company does better, you do better. And you know, everything was talked about like going fast and adapting, and always thinking for like ways to do things better. As we hire new people, you know, I kind of want that kind of culture to come onto them, because it's it's really important to have good people, and like all you guys are great. So the last main thing I have is like I think you pointed out like Rachel, like I think it was like maybe 3 meetings ago or maybe a year ago. Was it a year ago where I said that we'd be out of here?
It was after last Christmas.
Okay, so all right, so it was only
right after the busy season.
yeah,
last year.
right. So yeah, I mean, with all this growth I'm talking about, one thing I actually forgot to say was like, I've said this before. My vision for the company is I want to make this into a huge company, like hundreds of employees one day. Like, we'll look back at this and like laugh. Like, that's really is what I want to do. Like, it's very hard. Like, we'll see how it does. We'll see how everything goes. But that is like my objective. So, with that in mind and like the growth that we're having and everything, like obviously, you know, we would grow out of this building. So I have been putting some work in on that. You know, actually, like everything on this road is like taken. We do have like a pretty good spot, but yeah, we're gonna run out eventually. But it's not like we didn't, hit a goal or something, because we have become like much more efficient.
No,
and
it wasn't
like,
a goal to move out. It was
right.
after Christmas, you were like,
Yeah.
you really need a bigger spot for next
Yeah,
year.
and like I still have that like in my head, but we have done a really good job with like maximizing the space, making our processes better. Like, we've been able to handle much more sales in the same area with like a similar amount of people, so we've gotten a lot better. But still, yeah, I'm kind of looking into it, and like I'm looking at a couple different options. It'd be so cool if I could figure out a way to like have some, maybe like the bank like finance like building a building or something like that. Like, looking at my options, but one thing I do want you guys to know is that like I do want, when I vision like this awesome company and everything, like I do want there to be like nicer stuff and everything. Like I hated those. I'm actually happy those like awnings are down or whatever, because they had like that mold on the side. Like, that always bothered me, and like I would love to get like a new fridge, and like, but it's just basically like I'm really not investing in like this like place. So like I just want you guys to know though that like, you know, I have like a folding chair as like the chair you've been meeting with me in today, and obviously like we're bootstrapping and everything, but I want you guys to know that like I do envision to have like nice stuff, like, cool sign, like great office, a break room or something. Like, I'm just not like investing in it like right here and stuff. But that is, you know, I do care about that stuff. Like, I want it to be like a cool place to work and everything. But that's down the road a little bit. I just wanted to say that point. But yeah, that's really all I have. And yeah, just kind of open it up for discussion, because I know a lot of you guys have probably heard most of that stuff before. All right, going first.
Well, Rachel's got questions ready to go.
I do. I'll go first.
Okay.
So,
All right, cool.
I have a list to do. What do you think the most likely reason someone would want to join the team is, and the most likely reason someone would want to leave it?
Okay. I think the most likely reason that someone would want to join the team would be that, like, graph and everything I just said about growing in an early company. Like, it'd be so cool to, like, have 100 employees one day and, like, be able to look back at something like this. And honestly, also, like, that's cool, like, a cool concept, but also, if you start now and you grow the company, like, you'll be in on the earlier floor and you'll get, like, paid more than people who are just starting. Like, you know, like, so getting in early at a great company would be the reason that I think someone want to start here. If someone wouldn't,
No, would want to leave.
Would want to leave.
would want to
Like,
leave,
what's the most likely reason someone would want to leave?
not being patient for that part, or maybe, like, just, I don't know, can't
Maybe when we
stand.
say a lot of it is like kind of like labor-intensive work, people just get sick of doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe it's like, yeah, if it's like just kind of doing the same thing for too long and not seeing like a chance where you could like grow or something like that. Yeah. Does that answer your question? All right, cool. Get that written down too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Really thinking ahead.
this is just not like a serious question, I guess. But so for like the additional shipper or whatever for the holidays, will that just be like holiday work?
No, that's not what I want. Like possibly, but like
You
know,
know,
as
right
I
after the holidays, like that time in January,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we don't
so
need
we
all
gotta
these
ramp
people.
it up then. We gotta try to like that. The goal is to try to like. Oh, I'm sorry. Congrats, man. No, the goal, like, it's possible, like, it's not, when we're hiring someone for, the, like, the holiday season, we're not going to say, like, this is part-time holiday work. Like, if it's possible, like if we do just need like a week or something, but like ideally, I would like to have a person and then continue the growth trajectory. Like,
especially because we'll have all the other equipment that
Yeah.
will need to be being kept busy.
I mean, it
too.
is hard. Like it's
so
a little
right
unrealistic to think like
right
the
at- right.
sales in the fourth quarter are going to
right,
be
the
what.
January sales won't be
Yeah.
like the December sales, but like maybe not, but like
Well, hypothetically,
Let's push it,
if
push
we
it.
do get those extra machines, when we have 3 shippers, we'll need 3 shippers in December. We'll need next quarter. We'll need 3 shippers and people helping ship. I think.
right, okay, yeah,
If
So-
it's going to be like it was last year, we'll need extra help on top of the 3 shippers
yeah. So ideally,
with those other machines.
ideally, no, that wouldn't be part time. It would just be part of the growth. That's your question. All right, Austin.
Well, I only have a question.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So you're talking about, potentially hiring on for the shipping department, maybe embroidery,
Right.
and see how things go. These 2 girls bust their butts making the files, and then have to also pull the stuff together. So
True.
they're going to need help as well.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Yeah.
now,
Well,
to
the-
be more efficient,
the
I
one-
think that
Very true.
One
That they
shipper
know.
may be helping with unloading.
We definitely
boxes.
need receiving.
But I'm not even
Better.
talking just about that. I'm also talking
Making
about
files.
making the files
Yeah.
and pulling the stuff. Because
Absolutely.
like I helped Austin yesterday, and it went so much faster to pull the things.
Pulling the stuff.
You know,
Yeah.
like she was pulling the boxes in. I had the the papers, and I'm pulling the sizes, and I mean probably I don't know, less than half the time we were
Yeah.
able to get a file together.
Yeah.
You know.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
what
that way, because she has hundreds
Make
of
the
files
files,
that she
yeah.
needs to make.
Absolutely.
And that could even be if we have 3 embroiderers, then like you even
Yeah,
could have
well,
time.
like, and I've offered,
Yeah.
let me know, and then that way too, if you
Yeah.
have files that are missing for whatever reason or they're wrong, then we don't have to bother whoever's making
Yeah.
the files, and likewise for you,
Yeah.
somebody else can.
No, that's a good thought. Yeah, I've always said like before to you like whenever like there's so many files like it's possible we could definitely get another file maker. As far as like pulling and stuff like that kind of makes me think more of like receiving. Like this is technically like the shipping and like receiving department, and got the shipping down. And like if there was like so part of pulling it for especially embroidery is like the boxes are kind of like on the floor and like kind of like we don't have a official like, stock for them.
Somewhere to organize it.
So yeah, somewhere
having everything by size.
yeah, so somewhere right. We do need to work on a better system for like receiving, and that would be like the first thing I would want, and then we would see if the pulling that would make the pulling easier, and then the files, yeah, like I would love if we had to hire another file maker because we had so many files. So yeah, that's a good thought. Like we don't
just
have
for efficiency's sake, like she can continue making files while somebody like I can pull for the next day's worth of orders or whatever, and he's making working on off the 4 or 5 machines,
Right.
Incrementally just to try and save time, and then that way she
Right.
the files
Right.
doesn't get bogged down and suddenly
yeah.
there's like a stack like
Yeah,
this.
right. So yeah, the responsibilities that fall on you are like unboxing and making the files. So
because that's a lot.
that is a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of the first things I noticed. Like when I told you, we were working out like Austin. She does a lot. She's making the
Yeah.
files over there. She's
Oh, yeah.
pulling the things. And I mean,
Unloading, yeah.
I don't see you over there because I'm back here, but I don't see her. So I was like,
Hers
She
is
does-
harder.
I
At least
was
mine are in
like-
one room at least. So.
I was like, wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. And like the embroidery department's been doing amazing too. Like getting like great numbers, consistent numbers. Like so yeah, Austin been kicking butt with it.
Woo.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like go specific. I don't love the thought of like you helping pull and stuff like that. Like, but
It would have to be a system.
Yeah. I wanted that's because I want it to kind of be like a system, kind of like.
I'm just putting a nugget out there.
Yeah. All right. Much taken. Yeah. Absolutely.
And also,
Yeah, Emily's up for anything.
if you were a fruit,
Yeah.
what would you be?
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. It didn't say it had to be about anything. I was a fruit. I would be.
Oh, I have a good one.
Liberace.
I have a good fruit. You'd be.
Shelly can take this one.
I'd say he'd be an orange because I feel like you're tough on the outside, but then like underneath, you really just want to help everyone and do good.
Great answer.
So sweet.
I like that. Thanks for helping.
But business-wise, even, yeah, you're the boss, so you have to be.
Don't get shot in your eyes. But It's
No.
good for scurvy.
You're the boss, so you have to be tough and set down the laws and set down the rules and stuff. But on the inside, you want to help everyone.
I make a
And,
great mimosa.
yeah.
Nice and pulpy.
Yeah, you're pulpy.
All right, good answer. I like it. All right, go ahead.
All right. So, I remember you talking about hiring a third shipper in the past.
Yeah.
I guess my question is like, where would we set up a third shipping station?
Or yeah, I got the.
Well, there is
Yep.
some there. That's like 2 stations in one kind of.
Yeah, but I also feel like we run out of space real quick when like you see all the matches.
But
we
they
have
won't
right
be as stacked up and behind.
With 2 shippers.
You know?
Because I think it's
Right.
like that because it's just you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you had like, if you were
Like these stacks wouldn't be here,
Yeah.
hopefully.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be the point. Whatever's getting done that day will be going out that day.
Yeah.
That's the.
And like also, we are like that room is going to get the first transformation. We're getting rid of those crates are on the way to get rid of those 2 printers. So that once they're out, like we're going to kind of reset the vinyl right there, set the other 2 printers, and like there's possible that there might be more space for like this stuff, and then this corner will be open.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly, but we always end up making everything fit. So
Just like Tetris.
yeah, it's kind of like that.
We should ask if we can build like a shed right outside the garage door.
There's that
I don't know
fenced in
about
space.
that
Maybe they would allow some kind of.
Yeah, there's space out there.
Like,
Some type of
something.
shed
Yeah.
or like something, but literally just to put boxes of like those boxes.
Yeah. He does have like so he has the rest of this building. Like we have like half of it. Like his business is like used to take up this whole building. It's like a flooring business. And now it's like going down and down. He's trying to get rid of it. So there is like some room back there. If I could like, it takes a while to like get another building or something. Like we could possibly like just put a door in and have like some extra like 1,000 square feet back there or something.
And really, if needed, which we should before the holidays, get the trailer super organized and have like
I know, I
we
see
can
carrying
put
it across
something
the
over
lawn,
there.
Carrying it across the lawn. So,
I know, but if we
Right. We do have more
There is
storage
room over there.
Theoretically, right. Tons of room, yeah. Yeah, we have tons of boxes on the floor there now.
if only someone had a pickup truck here.
But, like,
I don't know, if a pickup truck was here every day, it'd be easy. Load the one pickup truck, drive over, unload it.
Well, it's not a pickup.
sounds annoying.
We're talking
But,
about a trailer.
I have a minivan. I can always put the seats down and throw some boxes in the back.
But the trailer, I think we
that
should,
sounds
the
like a
trailer,
disaster.
we
I don't want to do that.
Use what you got.
like we
you know?
pay for the trailer. There is space over there. We should, like, if needed, it could be used for something.
Okay.
Like maybe we should set the vinyl station up over there. Oh,
Or we
no.
could
Okay.
get,
I mean,
Shelby.
Now.
You don't want to do that.
we also could get basically they have these things. It's like a temporary shipping container we could put right outside the DTG room and just put boxes in there and like lock it up or whatever.
like outside?
It's just a stationary. Basically, you just have someone drop it off, and then after January comes and we don't need any of that room anymore, we just have them pick it up.
Like a storage.
Like a pod.
Yeah. Like a iPod or like pod. Or
Not
iPod.
iPod.
Not at all like an iPod. You know what I'm talking about. Storage container.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, my answer to that would just be, I don't know, but we'll make it work.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I do, realistically though, the piles wouldn't be.
Yeah,
Backed
right,
up.
right. There won't be as many. So.
Well, me and Jason, like towards the end, when he was here, we were doing one batch together. You know what I mean? He would clear
Yeah.
it off like that. So we'll probably be able to do more of that.
I was actually crunching like some numbers, like hours and like how many we got out, and like that was like not as fast actually. Like for 2 people to be doing like the same thing, like, or not as fast. Like it was like getting like less out like per hour.
No, yeah.
So I think the future of the shipping will be like one person at one station, one batch, one thing of labels.
Plus,
And I feel like-
also when it was slow too.
Yeah.
So that's really all we could do because we would only have like one pile out here.
Yeah. I mean, I like the initiative taken behind that idea. Like, I think it was good. We liked it and everything. But
I like the shippers having their own. I mean, I'm not a shipper, but I like them having their own station. Also, just because it like holds them accountable for like the whole process.
Yeah.
Like like if if someone was clear bagging and they missed a match, and then you just white bagged it because it was already clear bagged, like.
and if you're out day, that person wouldn't be able to know everything. So yeah, it's like each person's like knows all these things, and yeah, it can also like if one person's doing all the work, one person's doing like nothing, and then there's like only one number, like kind of gets that too. It kind of shows like how everyone's doing and everything. So
What's your least favorite part of your job?
I love my job. Recently, I've been trying to hire a good shipper. We've been having like a little bad, like little stretch.
Yeah.
Maybe like payroll or just like Excel files with like numbers and stuff like that. But I kind of like those. Hiring a shipper the past couple weeks, but now we've nailed it. So
He's already stayed longer than the last one, so I think
Yes.
Sure.
okay. But like in general, like I absolutely love this company. It's so much fun. So. All right, go ahead. You asked.
Who's your favorite employee?
Shelby. I could have passed on that one, right? All right.
Question?
Yeah. Pubbin.
Yes.
I just like to say, I still have PAVAN in my head. Pubbin. Oven with a P.
That's
For everyone else, too.
I
That's your name.
I ran into, a few days ago, a bartender who I haven't seen in a long time, and I walked in, he goes, "It sounds like something with something, like he had the concept, but he didn't have any of the words." So it sounds like, oh. So that helped me a lot growing up here also.
Okay, yeah, that's the first thing you said. Oven with a P.
All the schools.
All right,
So
throw something
my
out there.
question would
Yeah.
be, what's your favorite band if you just had to name one like that?
Dave Matthews Band.
Okay, DMV. And what would be your favorite new album you got recently?
I don't have one.
We don't
I don't really listen to music that much
Yeah.
anymore. I don't really listen to music so much anymore. Like, usually in the car, I'll listen to like,
It's like the last full album you bought, maybe Chitty Bang or something.
yeah, like, I think I bought like maybe like an Eminem album on iTunes because I had a gift card or something a couple years ago.
Okay.
But
You got some good taste.
yeah, I don't listen to music a lot. I usually listen to like talking stuff when I'm in like the car and everything. Podcasts. Do you listen to what? Not really actually, but so I have before, but yeah. Okay, all right, that's fair. That's a fair question for you since you're only 10 minutes into the job, so you're probably
Right, yeah, I didn't.
don't have that many jobs. All right, cool. What's your favorite band?
Well, I am a diehard musician, like, I live music, so that's super,
Right off the top of your head, favorite band? Like you asked me.
super loaded question. Misfits.
Okay. All right. Chris, Austin, what you got?
Why do you get all those colors?
All the what?
Colored thread. It was like weird colors that came in. The whole box.
So
That would be, I don't know.
these are for. Hold on, I'll show you. This avocado design, that's going to be for Felicity's. So that's what these
That's what specifically
three
those are
are for.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking guacamole.
Yes. And then.
So notice that it doesn't have a monogram. So
No,
that's
so
going to be
that-
for our other. That's going to be for one of our other sites.
Felicity's, yeah.
And yeah, when we lay those out, Austin, like if we have some of those come in, and like I would think we just put it on the USB, lay it out, and just treat
And
it
then
like
the other
treat it
three.
like regular order.
So this is like
Oh,
kind
I
of like
want
carpet
one of
material.
those.
So it
You look great.
it needs this thing, which I haven't tested yet, but I think it needs this. It's called a knockdown stitch. So it stitches this like circle here that like makes it flatten first before you put the monogram on it. So the other three colors are to match the three color fleeces that we have. So yeah, we'll get into those soon.
Get your answer. All right, Austin and Chris.
Get the white figured out.
No.
Next question.
That's on my. That's a good question. That's probably the most important one. Like, it's on my. Today I'll be on the phone with that, but I know I'm aware of that. All right, that's your question.
Ostentatious? What's your
All right,
question?
that's a good one.
How do you plan to solidify your new brand image, and are you planning on making your not parent companies, but the basically children companies? Do you have
Children
any
companies.
plan to unify their image or anything?
No, separate. Like, I guess when we first had United Tees and United Monograms, like that was kind of the thought. I guess where they keep the United thing.
And patriotic a little bit.
Yeah, and it was more like that then, and that's why one of the things when we made, that's why I mentioned like making that change and like getting the third brand of Felicity's, like I plan on them being like separate entities that like aren't necessarily attached to each other like at all.
Because we don't even really want to market Felicity stuff to United Monogram's customers because we want it to be kind of two different types of girls or people or.
And the reason behind that is like one of the reasons for like the change in everything is like say in a year like monograms aren't popular or something, like like by having like different brands and like different markets, maybe like in the future, we with the digital print we could easily like buy a website that has like hundreds of products already listed and they don't have any inventory, and like we could just have them all like listed and stuff like that, but like possibly like we could have something with like all our stuff mostly now is like girl stuff. Yeah, something for like guys or like just different markets that if one doesn't go well, the whole business won't be ruined. So, no, not unifying them. Like having the customers not even really know, like that they're related. Kind of like Taco Bell, KFC, and was it Pizza Hut? Yeah. So, going away from that.
So then, in that, and what is your marketing strategy for managing 3 different brands?
That's why right now, United Monogram is like 95% of the business, like because our sales division is just me and Shelby, and that's going so well, and I think there's still growth to be had with United Monograms, but it would be hiring people and like having people focus on someone's job would be to focus on each one. I haven't decided completely like so they're all gonna have like email marketing, Facebook ads, and like something like so like is there gonna be like one person that does Facebook ads for like all of them, or will it be like one person in charge of each thing for each one? I haven't completely laid that out yet, but I'm kind of thinking like all the content and like social media posts and everything will be like one person will be like in charge of each brand.
It's hard to.
It's hard to focus on a bunch of different ones. Yeah, and United Tees, United Tees was our
focus on too.
Right, United Tees was like our whole business, and like we didn't do a fall line for that. Haven't really been doing a lot with it. And yeah, so like, hey,
she's part of the team.
But like, it wouldn't be unreasonable to be like the business should just be United Monograms, like maybe like that would make sense right now. But like then we Felicity's picked up or something, and like so that's why like the new name, the changing, like things adapt and they'll change, and like that's why I kept that name. That also made me different, but it's gonna be hiring people in charge of them, and it's a big project, and that's kind of why we only have been focusing on one really. So yeah, as we grow the sales division, we will grow the separate brand management because it's hard for one person to be a personality for 2 brands, like so.
Can we get pets?
Good question. You know what? Hens?
Additional pets.
Pets?
Yeah.
Sure. As long as I don't have to do anything.
He's always barking at the dogs out there. I don't know if he'll bring in the dogs.
Yeah,
I was thinking with that press correspondent question, Mr. President. What are your thoughts and feelings on the changes in tenets of social capitalism?
I don't know.
Very, very well spoken. Very articulate.
Yeah, good question. All right.
Kevin, do you have anything to go over with like schedules?
Yeah.
Okay. Calendars?
Not super formal, but yeah, there's a calendar here for everybody. So they're front and back. Pretty simple. It's got all the department meetings. As of right now, they're all accurate to when people are going to be gone, so there's no like shipping meeting when someone from shipping is going to be gone. Got birthdays on here. We have Pubbin's birthday is coming up. When's your birthday? 26th of this month.
We just had like
get hired on birthday. It's pretty much
I think all the new people got birthday right away.
Birthday party. We can dress up.
Yeah. I wonder what as we keep growing the company. I wonder at what point we'll not be able to have a birthday.
Right.
Put
Yeah.
them on it.
We gotta maybe like 5-10 more people. Like.
That's how I feel. My father
That'd be
with
cute,
his grandchildren. It's like I look at the amount of grandchildren and go, how do you keep up with the birthdays?
Oh my grandma spends thousands and thousands of dollars a year on it. It's crazy.
I mean, you don't even have to spend that much and still spend a lot.
Yeah.
Shelby, I need help making my costume.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna do the blonde kid from Harry Potter.
Malfoy.
Oh.
My roommate is gonna be Potter. He looks just like him.
Yeah, he
so.
does. Yeah,
We're gonna do that.
like an Australian Harry Potter. It's
But I can't find like it's all the red.
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, it's all like the red.
You better
but
get a job.
I need like the different.
Freeloading.
Yeah, so we got one more birthday this month. Chris's was already, and then the rest of this month is looking pretty regular. And then next month we have Mark's birthday on the 7th, Thanksgiving on the 23rd, Veterans Day next month as well, and then we have my birthday on the 8th of December, Shelby's on the 17th, and then Christmas. So.
All right.
So when are we off on Thanksgiving and the day after?
I have to look at that calendar. I don't know. I think probably. I don't know.
If you're like salary, the paid days off are like Christmas. Like there's some paid days off, but then around
No,
holidays
yeah,
we are
it's
understanding if people
Federal,
travel
right,
for families.
federal
and stuff.
holidays. Whatever you-
Okay, yeah. So then all like the department meetings, like that's your thing, and then like the individual meeting like with me today is kind of like the time you get to like talk with me about anything about how you're going, like be a good time to talk about like pay, like hours, like anything like that, where you want to just talk with me. This is the time to do it.
So you want to just talk about it quick?
Yeah, I'll go over that. Yeah, we're just gonna end. All right, so we're gonna have we're gonna try to have something where like we have it every. Like the next, basically the next 3-month meeting, we can look back and be like, okay, these are things we were talking about like last 3-month meeting. So like they're just gonna have, well, give us to them at the meeting.
You can give them a copy that they don't write on, and then it's kind of like you taking notes.
Okay. So I'll take these. All right. But yeah, it's just like things you do well, things you can improve on, things you think we could do better, and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna have like some like numbers goals for everyone. We're kind of trying to like we've been doing a really good job with the Excel sheet and putting in the numbers every day and everything. So I'll have some stuff like that. Yeah.
What's the schedule of the meeting time?
Oh yeah, I have that actually.
Did you print those?
Yeah, I printed them.
Oh.
They're somewhere. Who's got it? Oh, yeah.
Well,
I have the copy somewhere.
All right, so that's 15 minutes then, Austin. All right, cool. All right, anything else?
We don't really need one for everyone, but maybe.
All right, and you hold on to those. You give everyone one of those calendars.
Yeah.
All right, can I take one for me? I'll take one for me.
There's enough for everyone.
Cool. All right, good stuff. Let's get to it. And I'll talk to you guys in the meantime.
October and November are double-sided, so you're wondering where they are.